Hello and welcome to another stack of packs, the last stack of a box of 1990 NFL Pro Set Series 1 cards. We have our podium. The best card will go on to there until there is one remaining on the end as the champion. We're going to look at players, talk about pricing, and just have a good time. So with that, let's get started and dive right in. And there's a lot of really cool error cards in this set. So we'll keep our eyes open for some of them, as well as some of the big name players. And we're starting out with Super Bowl number 21, New York Giants and Broncos from 1987. Jay Hogenberg of the Bears. Gerald Riggs. Greg Cragen. Pete Holohan. Jim Arnold. We got Brian Millard, John Forcade, Ricky Dixon, Rufus Porter, Mark Kelso, Ron Woodson, Christian Okoye. We got Muhammad El-Awanibi, Roy Green. And starting out with not one, but two insert scratchers. Who knows, that could have been the champion scratcher. I think you could win a trip to the Pro Bowl and then collecting points for free stuff. All right, cruising along. Quiet first pack. No one has claimed the podium spot yet, but there is still plenty of time. It is early in the game, and we have Super Bowl 17. John Roper, Brian Sosha, Frank Minifield, Steve Jordan, Morton Anderson, otherwise known as Mort. We know Mort. Norm Johnson, Vaughn Johnson, Eric Thomas, Eric Allen. So two Johnsons, two Erics. What do we got next? A Sean Farrell. And is it going to be three in a row? Nope. We have Jim Mora, head coach. David Fulker. We have Dan Marino. All right. And we got a little ink spot down here on the right, but always good to see Dan Marino card. And actually this card overall, if you notice let's look at Tim Donald next as an example. The coloring on the Marino looks very faded, and here we have a full color front. And even here it looks almost a little bit green hued. So definitely some printing stuff going on, but still worth saving a Dan Marino. Always cool. We got one scratcher in there, and on we go to the next opportunity for fun. Super Bowl number 18, Raiders over the Redskins. Steve McMichael on the Bears. And Kevin Butler on the Bears. Eric McMillan, the Pro Bowl card. We got Jerry Burns, head coach of the Vikings. Mark Ripon, quarterback of the Redskins. Chuck Knox, head coach. Roy Foster. We got Harry Hamilton, Keith Byers, Ozzie Newsome. All right, so this one may be really cool. There's a version of this card where if his hometown where he was born is listed as Little Rock, it is the error card worth around $120 in a PSA 10. So first and foremost, let's take a look. We got Little Rock. All right, great pull. But now, how is the front? Ooh, It's actually in very, very good shape. So we will put this one aside And actually, we'll put it on our podium. What I don't have is a bunch of sleeves right now. So usually I'll put them in the sleeve, but we'll just be extra gentle for now. Chris Dolman, card number 18. Dennis Smith. Sam Mills. And JT Smith, I think we just saw him in the pack before. We got our double scratcher in this one. And on we go. Maybe this is the one that has the hologram. What do you think? What do you think? We got Super Bowl number 10. Great looking card. Mike Singletary. Let me shift up. There we go. Joe Gibbs. Anthony Munoz of the Pro Bowl card. Bengals player. Herschel Walker. We got Art Monk. John L. Williams. Tim Harris. Let's see, what do the top say? The official NFL card. All right. Paul Gruber. Anthony Miller. Ron Morris. Rich Camarillo. We got Ronnie Lott. Very cool. Steve Atwater. And Randall Cunningham of the Eagles. One scratcher at the end of that. And on we go into the middle of the pack, if you will. Pack number 5 of 9. We're halfway through, rounding the corner. And look at that. Speaking of rounding corners, that's a real dented corner on Super Bowl number 14. There must have been something with that, because I notice a lot where the card next to it isn't messed up. And you'd think if it happened in the pack, then some others may have less damage, but still damage. And I don't really see that. So something unique must have happened with a lot of the Super Bowl card corners. Keith Van Horn. We got Darryl Grant. Kevin Ross. Pro Bowl. Irv Pankey. Marty Schottenheimer. Drew Hill. Oop, they're kind of... There we go. Ed West. And that wouldn't be crazy, because there's actually some cards in this set, error cards, where you have the back of one card and the front of a different one. So you never know what we'll find. Sterling Sharp. Dalton Hilliard. Brad Edelman. And Rich Camarillo. All right, away we go. What lies ahead? Something magical and mystical, like Super Bowl number 7. Neil Anderson. Darryl Green. Andre Reed. Ralph Mojizenko. Vincent Brown. Eugene Robinson. Brent Fullwood. Marcus Cotton. Jerome Brown. Don Griffin. Otis Anderson. Chris Carter. Simon Fletcher. And we got Ken Harvey. There we go. In the final stretch, what do you want to see next? I think it would be cool and realistic to maybe see a Barry. There's There's a couple of them, at least two, in this series. Maybe even a Fred Marion. That could be cool. Maybe get the error one. All right, Super Bowl number 2. Richard Dent. All right. Here's a nice card worth around $50 or so in a PSA 10. And looking at the front, we have very good condition and obviously a great player. On the Bears, behind all the cards, bigger than the value of collectible or the people that made it happen. So we'll put that card aside. Again, I need to get some sleeves. Scott Studwell. We got Brian Blades. John Taylor. Hartley Dykes. Jeff Bryant. Brent Fullwood. Andre Bruce. Max Montoya. Pro Bowl. We got Ron Holmes of the Broncos. Dalton Hilliard. Dean Basucci. Derek Thomas. Ernie Jones. And Paul Tagliabue, NFL Commissioner. Pretty cool. This is a collectible insert, commemorative collectible number 2. And pretty neat. So we'll put that one aside as well. And we have our scratcher. And we are in the final stretch. Just 2 packs to go. What could be in here except Joe Montana? I'll say Joe Montana is next. Super Bowl number 8. Jim Covert. Mike Merriweather. Johnny Rembert. Felix Wright. Bobby Humphrey. Bud Carson. Perry Kemp, card 111. Bill Fralick. David Little, card 271. Stanley Morgan. Warren Moon. Jim Jeffcoat. Lawrence Taylor. All right. Great New York Giant. Earl Farrell. And that brings us to the last pack of the last stack in the entire box. So what do you say? We give some energy up to the pack powers that be. Let's go big. Let's go hologram. Nothing small, nothing in between. Let's go hologram. Super Bowl number 5. Dan Reeves, head coach. Henry Thomas. We got Bruce Matthews. That's the Pro Bowl card. Eric Williams. Mark Clayton. Leslie O'Neal. Johnny Holland. Tony Casillas. Keith Willis. Couple of isses next to each other. Willis. Boomer Esiason. That's cool. Pro Bowl card for him. Felix Wright. Donald Igwebuike. Eric Howard. Jacob Green is the final card. And that brings us to our scratcher and the roundup of who we've got. We have the Ozzie Newsome error card, where his birthplace is. And we also have, let me see, I will very gently check out some of the other ones that we got. We had the Paul Tagliabue, interesting commissioner card. And then we had the Richard Dent from the Bears. So overall, pretty good day. I'd say beyond all that, just fun going back, checking out these players, and thinking about their contributions to the game that still make it part of what it is today. So I hope you learned something. Hope you had some fun. And there you have it. Until next time.